Welcome back to the Gold Room, where we're taking our mining suppliers from the mic to the mine. Today we have Matt McLaughlin. Thank you very much for coming in and spending a couple hours with us, mate. It's much appreciated.
It's a pleasure, Josh. Thanks for the invite, man.
Not a problem. Mate, listen, kick us off with the life and the times. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Cotton Eye Joe. So, started off country boy in New Zealand, born and bred.
Yep.
Moved to a little town from Waipuck, actually, a little town called Waipukaro, Central Hawke's Bay, North Island. Country town, but moved to Perth when I was 19, chasing the good life.
Beautiful.
And haven't looked back, mate. It's a beautiful part of the world over here. Met my wife, got married, had kids.
Your wife Australian?
Nah, she's German, So,
really? Okay, cool.
So she came over the same thing, chasing the good life, and a bit of an escape, and fate brought us together. And mate, 20 something years ago. So we're still here. It's great.
Wicked. Yeah, Western Australia is my favourite.
Yep. No,
Beautiful state, and
so,
Australia in general is what keeps
absolutely,
people here, eh?
Absolutely, beautiful part of the world. Yeah.
Wicked. And so then what, mate? Tell me.
Well, look. Started out in sales. I've worked sales pretty much all my life, and a range of different industries, right? So we're talking jewellery wholesale, we're talking retail sales, we're talking and pressure washer sales and machinery sales, right?
Awesome.
And then had a bit of a varied career in sales, and then got a tap on the shoulder, and the guys at Sheffield came knocking and said, "Hey, let's have a look at the tools."
How'd they find you, mate?
You know, it's a funny one. I was pretty dissatisfied in my last role, and I was starting to wear myself down, and the missus said, you know, either you change or you shut up, right? So, you know, she put the hard word down, and sure enough, we sort of did change the Seek profile and the LinkedIn profile, and it was like an overnight click. And
awesome.
Had some phone calls the next day, and one of them was Sheffield.
Awesome. So, how did you begin with Sheffield? And how did your initial role with Sheffield? So you come on as a junior sales, and what was the avenue into the mining industry?
Yeah, good question, Josh. Look, you know, we were sort of very distributor-focused business, right? We've got our products in a range of different sort of hardware stores and your industrial fasteners, and it was very much around the reseller. And we walked into that, and I was the only one for WA. It was only one person role for WA, and you know, I had to sort of look at that role and go, you know, what is this and what are we doing? And Sheffield is the company. You know, we've got a brand called Alpha, which is our drilling and cutting range of power tool accessories, and you know, it wasn't well known. You know, there's some big names out there in the market, and we're not a well known name, right? So we had to prove to the customers, why would you choose Alpha over some of those other players, right?
Yep.
And it's a long slog. It's a hard slog, and we had to really prove the quality and the benefits and the value that we brought to the market over some of those brands. And it's been an exciting adventure. And part of that was, you know, okay, we shouldn't have to convince a reseller, but what about we go and talk to the guys that are using these products, and say, hey, try one of these ones. You know, try this drill, try that cutting disc, or try this hole saw. And really create a bit of excitement around that, you know, with the guy that's actually got it in their power tool.
Yep.
And then we can take that back to our reseller and go, hey, look, Joe from down the road at construction, he's loving it. Like he won't buy anything else.
Awesome.
And that's the excitement and the buzz and the demand we brought around our products, and that changed the way we went to market.
Yep.
You know, so it changed the whole approach that Sheffield had towards getting our products out in the market, selling our products.
Yeah, okay, cool. Far out.
So you're talking about, you know, the challenges you've had. What are the biggest obstacles, you know, you've had reaching out to mining, but also, what are the challenges? You spoke about local, so what about regional? What are your challenges about getting into those mining companies right now?
Gee, that's a challenge, eh? That's a question, mate. We all know that. We've all been there, right? I think the biggest thing you've got to have when you're going into mining and trying to get your product into some of those mine sites and in the hands of these guys, patience is key, right? These things.
You've got to be a patient wolf.
Oh, patient wolf. We talked about that earlier, but look, the patience was the big thing, and it was frustrating because I'm not a patient man by nature, right? And I don't think many of us are.
Oh,
and I know you are.
No, mate, I don't like to muck around, eh? I'll get it done.
Yeah. And look, it just took multiple avenues. It took persistence. It took consistency.
Dedication and
and drive. Two good words there. So the double Ds. So look, it wasn't a quick process, but I think what we've done over the last 2-3 years in that space has been awesome. So it's great to look back where we were and go and compare that to where we are now, and I see guys on sites wearing Alpha hats, and there's an Alpha drill set in the stores, and then they're talking about Alpha with a smile on their face, right?
And a passion.
Yep. And that gets me going.
Yeah, cool.
That's just awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And just part of that, just going on from that question, is it like a try before you buy, with these mining companies? Because as you say, the challenge is about getting to the right people to sell your product, especially Alpha. Is it about who you know, or is it about how you, I suppose, how do you sell it to the right one? The right company.
Yeah, spot on. Good question. So definitely a little bit of who you know that has helped, and I think free samples hasn't been ever turned down either, right? So
that's right.
The way the company's looked at it and goes, okay, we have such trust in our product that go out and give guys a few freebies, right? Just let them try, and they can make their own mind up.
Yep.
So and finding the right person has always been one of those challenges, right? Just like you have to be at the right time, at the right location, and the right guys on site, and you can finally give that sample to that guy who's going to go put it in his drill and use it and go, yeah, mate, ripper. That's been the challenge, but yeah, it's been a multitude of channels really to try and get that all coming together. Yeah.
Mate, have you had any troubles getting out onto sites? Or if you have got out onto sites, has there been times when you might have been turned away due to a shutdown? Or has there been times that you haven't got out to speak, you planned to go out and speak to someone, you haven't got out to speak to the right person that you were organised to go and see?
Oh, you look at me, Josh, that's a loaded question. You know that's a yes. How often does that happen, eh? You line up stuff. It's been weeks of talking to someone, and then, you lined up finally swings and flights and accommodation, because that's not bloody easy these days, like some of those towns, there's only so many beds in a town, and you book on short notice because you finally got an appointment and you're ready to go, and there's bugger all beds, or the flights are $1,000 or whatever it is, and you line up and you get there and you get to site and the guys go, look, mate, sorry, I've had an incident. You're not coming in. Too bad, so sad, right? Yeah. So you sort of have to go and regather and then try and hustle a little bit and see what you can do with that trip. So it's happened. It's happened.
Yeah,
too many times.
Yeah,
too many times.
That's right, mate. Look. That wasn't a question that I had. That was something I just threw in there. Yeah. So I thought, look, she's a leading question, but it's something that happens all the time. Mate, what was your defining moment where you thought, 4 years with Alpha, I love this. I want to be supporting this company. I want to be supporting this industry. I love the mining industry, So what was your defining moment, if you have one?
So there's been a few, right? Okay. So and they're probably all along the same line, right? So I'll just pick out one where, you've been pestering someone. You knew that they were struggling with something, right? And I think
I laugh at the pestering because that's
you
my
gotta.
thing. That's
You
my
gotta,
thing.
yeah.
I'm pestering the shit out of everybody. Yeah.
But that's why we're here, right? Because
That's exactly right.
pester, yeah, it's great. But I knew this guy had a problem on site, and they were doing it in a way, and this is sort of reflective of mining and the way that things are done. Is they've been done for so long in a certain way, and you're trying to get this, innovation, or there's a new way, there's a better way, there's a faster way, there's a easier way, there's a cheaper way, or
more cost effective
way, whatever it is, whatever efficiency that process brings, or is a different product to do it with, or whatever. And I think that's been the hardest part about this role, is getting that innovation and getting in front of the right people to show them that there's another way.
Yep.
Right? And I think, we go back to the guy that we've been pestering, and it was up in Port Hedland actually, and they were a particular task on site, and they were just struggling, and we had something for it, right? And it finally worked. I finally got it. He got an order through, and he got it on site, and he got it in, and it saved them.
time and money. That's
so
the one.
man hours in an unplanned shut. And they got the job done in the space of hours instead of days, where they would have had to pull that off site and dismantle it and transport it, etc. And they were able to do it in situ, and they got it done.
Awesome.
And the guys just turned around and went, bloody hell, mate, that was just unbelievable. Yep. And we bend over backwards as we always do at Sheffield. We go right. What do we need to do to make this happen?
As every company should.
Totally right.
Right.
That's right.
Every company should.
Take
Bend
a risk,
over backwards for
take
your
a
client.
risk, and you go, right, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we're gonna show them that it can, and it pulled off, and the guys just turned around and just, thanks, mate, thank you. Yep. And we've had a few little, not quite as big as this one, but little ones like this where they've all sort of just thanked you, right, and they just looked at you and going, thanks for getting that solution to us. And I think that just makes it all worthwhile, right? The hard hours, the banging the head against the wall, the hours of driving or flying or stuck in a donga somewhere and battling the flies and the heat, and makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, it's changing that set ways that they've always had. Yeah. Working out a method to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
What you've done.
That's right. Yeah.
Mate, I've got another question for you. Who's been your biggest influencer? To get you where you are as a supplier today. You spoke about the last example, but who taught you? Who gave you that? Who showed you the way to become a good supplier and to sell to the mining companies?
I guess maybe the product. Your product knowledge.
Your product knowledge.
Where'd you get your product knowledge from? And is that something that Sheffield bloody
teaches
drills into
you? Or
drills into you? Told you I was doing this.
There's been a couple actually. I remember the first week at Sheffield when I flew over we got our place in Newcastle, a DC and head office, and the guy who hired me, my manager at the time, took me into the testing centre and the product development, and and we got.
You got that in Australia?
Yeah. Yep. All testing, mate. Every product that we bring to market is tried, tested, developed here in Australia.
Where?
Newcastle.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what
Newcastle.
we want to hear.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Australian made, Australian proven, Australian tried and tested.
Absolutely.
Bloody oath.
And you should see the setup over there. It's phenomenal.
Can you get us some footage? Get us some B-roll, and
mate.
we will chuck that. We'll chuck some in as part of this pod.
Mate, it's fascinating.
Work it.
It really
Work
is.
it.
So yep, absolutely. So I got flown over there in my first couple of weeks and spent some time. And I had a guy, and he's the guy that hired me, Carl, whose name is, South African fella. He's about 5.5 foot tall.
Yep.
Same
tall guy.
The same, but the same width.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he is just one ball of energy, man. And he is firing on all 4 cylinders all the time, right? And it's just, and the passion that comes out of it, it's hard not to soak that up when you listen to him.
Yep.
And I think I took that on. He had such a passion for everything alpha,
Yep.
almost to the point where you had to shape him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was good to watch him. He gets himself in a zone, and he's fired up, and he just carries on. But it's infectious, man. It's a wonder to listen to. So he really got me on board with Alpha, I think, in the first few weeks, and that got me a passion for the product. There's a fella out in Kalgoorlie I know. Say kia ora, Jace Tuckle. Another fellow Kiwi, obviously.
Yeah.
But he had a very holistic approach about the way he approached, his customers and his clientele base. And, he was my customer, and I just sort of looked back at sometimes in the way he handled his own customers and friends, not as customers, but as mates, as a bigger, wider circle of mates that he just needed to help and get
Got
through.
to hook
right?
the brother up, right?
That's the one.
That's the one.
And it was inspiring to watch him, right? So there's two guys, but that have had a massive influence, I'd say.
Yep.
But then I think the biggest, another big part of that is actually just working with the guys that are using the products, right? And it's about hearing from them their challenges and taking that away and go, what can we do to fix this? Or what can we do to help at least, right?
Yep.
And you take that challenge away and you think about it and you go, right, there's got to be a way to do this better. And I think the last couple of years have shown me the value in actually working with the guys that are using it, right? Rather than just trying to sell stuff into a shop and put it on the shelf.
You got to talk to him.
Man, you got to talk to the guys, You don't even know what they want until you've spoken to them, and then you go, right, that's what we need to bring to market, right?
So it's all about building those relationships
Absolutely.
with your, with the workers on the ground.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mate, what do you reckon sets Alpha Tools apart from the rest?
Ooh,
Yeah, I know, she's a big one.
jeez, how do I sum that up? Well, one word? Do I?
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
No,
Hit us with some facts.
Mate, I reckon it's the way we go about what we do,
Yep.
and I think it sort of feeds down from the top. We've got a what's called a culture of care that our business sort of stands by,
Awesome.
but they also live by it. It's just not a fancy slogan to have on the wall or in their core pillars. They actually live by it. And I think when we talk about culture of care, that extends from them to their employees and to their customers, but quite importantly, the products that they put out, right? So they care about the performance of their products. They want it to perform. They want it to be reliable. They want, Josh, you want to go into a shop and get a drill because you got to drill a few holes at home to.
Mate, we got plenty of drills.
I know what the
we got plenty of drills out there, brother. I'm not walking into a tool shop.
But you want to see the brand Alpha and you go, cool, if I buy Alpha, I know it's going to work, right? I know I can get back out on site and I know it's not going to fail me. It's going to do the job.
Yep.
And I know that I don't have to run back into whatever shop you go to. I won't mention any, but pick up another drill set and have to go back out again, right?
Yep.
So I think the way we look at it, there's a bit of work involved in getting that product right.
Yep.
For the user.
Oh, for sure.
And it's really getting an understanding of what is the challenge? What can we do better? What's important for you? What's important for you? Is it price? Because we don't sell on price, but is it just reliability? Is it just performing? Is it quicker? Is it speed? Is it what is it that needs to be done? Is it precision, etc.?
Stock.
Is it stock holdings?
Stock levels. Stock holdings,
there's no point, having the best product if you don't have it.
That's exactly right, mate. Exactly right.
Yeah. Mate, on a personal level, what do you enjoy most about working with the Alpha tool range?
Oh, man, I love there's so many answers to that, So I love the innovation. And we'll talk about innovation maybe a bit later, but I love the fact there's always something new and exciting about Alpha Tools, but I love the fact I can go to site, whatever that site is. It could be a building site, it could be a mine site, it could be an engineering site, it could be whatever, and I've got something to talk about and show and play with and something a little bit different and exciting and new and, that's what I think is for me the best. Yeah.
I mean, you like to have a yarn, so it's that's the first part of it all, isn't it?
What do you reckon, Mick? Does he like to chat more than me?
Oh,
Oh,
mate.
come on, man. Hey,
I think it must be in that NZ blood.
Yeah. Bloody red bands and a bloody swanee.
It's the way those eyes sparkle me across the way there, Josh.
Yeah, it's the blue eyes, bro. I can't do anything about it. You know, I was born with them. Mate, could you tell us about a particular Alpha Tools product or category that you think has made a bloody impact in the mining industry? A product that is just, obviously there's going to be lots of them, but what's a product that is you've had a lot of feedback on? I was told that your drill bits were red hot. So we got in the black range. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Black Series. Yeah,
Black Series. That's it. So the feedback we got from some of our mining clients was, that's a bloody ripper product, and they actually changed from a well-known brand out to Alpha drill bits, that speaks volumes.
And look, we went in. I think we spoke to you originally. That's how we got started, right? So that's amazing. So I think the black series is quite a well known type of drill, but I think if the guys are happy with that, then they got to go to gold.
Is that the next level up?
That's the next level up, man.
The gold series.
The gold series drill. So
gold series and
the
gold
Alpha
room.
Gold series. Oh, come on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Holy heck,
Can't go wrong.
Are we in the right place or what?
mate.
So we're talking about Gold Series. We've got a little set there on the table, which Josh is pointing to. Thanks, mate. And great drill. That's just your goer. That's just going to do. That's going to get every job done. Yep. But
What's the difference?
Go.
Oh.
Shoot! No, go.
Okay.
Go.
What's the difference between the Black Series and the Gold Series?
The Black Series and the Gold Series. Bloody good question, mate.
Okay, great.
So they've got different coatings, right?
Yeah.
So the Black Series is designed to take in a bit more lubricant, so an external coolant, and be worked in an engineering sort of environment.
Okay.
The Gold Series, however, have got the gold coating, which actually helps to keep the drill lubricated and cooled as it's working. So you're going to get longer life out of a Gold Series than you will out of a black.
And are they used for all purposes? Or
All purposes, yep, absolutely.
so one drill for everything?
One drill lasts you and everything, yeah, man.
No, not aluminium, steel,
You name it, brother.
everything.
Yeah.
Timber.
Timber, even timber. Yeah. Just
Masonry.
not made. Masonry is just different type.
Yeah,
but
masonry is different head, different head.
Yep. But all your steel, stainless.
It did say everything though, didn't it?
Yeah.
I like that.
As I was
I like
thinking,
that.
I was trying to,
So not everything, but I know it's a different drill. But you're right, bro. You're right. For your main bloody for your main drilling.
Yep.
For your main products.
That's spot on. Yep.
Yeah,
so that's what that's what we
you
lead
did.
with.
I
the
like
Gold
what you
Series.
did there, Mick. You're keeping these guys
keep them on track,
Oh,
mate.
bloody oath, on their toes. That's what you want. Oh, he's having a sip of water. That means mate. So if you were in charge of Sheffield for a day, what would you do? What would you change, if anything?
You know what? The funny thing is,
Nah, don't you dare say I wouldn't change anything. I love them. Don't do it, brother. I'm not gonna. Are you gonna put up with
There's
that?
always a change. Yeah.
Are you gonna put up with that, Mick?
No.
that'll
I
just
think
be
so.
edited out later, right? Yeah.
No, bro.
Nah, that's
What
not
would you
I-
do?
Oh, you know what I would do? I think the guys, we've got a great team, right, at head office, and we talked about our product development and looking at the market, and they're so passionate about our category and our market and our industry that they want to have a solution for everything, right? They're just so excited, and they go, right, we need this, we need this, we need that, and there's guys over here that need this, and they're just trying to do everything all at once, right?
Yep.
I'd probably, if I had a day in that chair, I'd probably slow down and go, hey guys, let's look at the things we're doing well, and let's just do that even better, and let's just own it, right? Just own what we do well, and we've got a few products there and we've got on display and stuff, and this is a pretty exciting range for us. But like, let's just build on what we're doing, and I think that's the winning formula.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's an awesome attitude to have.
Yeah,
that's an awesome attitude.
So, when introducing a new product in the Alpha range, what's behind the development and launching it?
Yeah. There's a good question. So historically, and there's every supplier, manufacturer is guilty of it, right? They think, well, let's just get a new product in and make a new product and get it out to market, right?
Yep.
And we've all been guilty of that. There's not one manufacturer in the country that can stand up and say they've never done that, right? And I think as long as you can learn from that as a manufacturer and try and go, all right, let's have a bit of a pause on what we're doing and let's look at this.
Yep.
And that's what I think our team's done. And we've got a bit of new blood in the business, and it's going really, really well. And I love what's happening. And now when we talk about product development, it's the guys out in the field. It's the guys on site that we're working with and going, well, what do you need? Right?
Man.
There's no point us dictating to the market, right, we got a new product, we got a new type of drill, here you go, and then no one wants it, right? And who said we needed that? So they're relying on our BDM's sales team to be working in the field with the guys using these tools and going, all right, we need this to do that. And then we work and go, okay, cool, we can find a better... It flies back. The flies
back. It's like we're
back in the Pilbara.
We spoke about this. Dimitri, I said we need to get the fly spray going. Give it air. Bloody hell. Fuck's sake. Sorry, fellas. It's probably... Fuck. We might have to cut that out, but fuck's sakes. Matt wanted to keep it. I don't want to keep it. The beautiful smell of eucalyptus, Mick. Don't worry, you're not going to die. It stays in there.
In the morning.
It stays in there. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, Mick, there he is. Did you get him? Oh, bro, did you get him?
No, never.
No.
Oh, I thought this is the bloody indigenous Mr. Miyagi. Are you going to catch that with the bloody chopsticks? Oh shit. Holy shit, bro. That was mean. I love that. Oh, shit. We're off to... Oh, we got him.
He'll keel over.
Nice.
Yeah.
He is tenacious.
I reckon that's a fragrance. That's like a cologne for him. What is that? What do you got in there?
Bro, that's eucalyptus. It's Australian. Koalas love it. Hopefully he doesn't. There he is. All right.
Fly on the wall.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
What was the question?
Shit. Yeah. Go, Mick. That was you, brother. 12.
Oh, God, what was it? Was it 12, was it?
Yeah, bro.
Looking towards the future, are there any trends or advancements, to see shaping the way Alpha Tools products are developed? So, and just going back to that, your last response, one thing I was going to ask you was, do you take, you're talking about showing people, developing and launching the tools. Do you actually take clients back to the Newcastle warehouse to show them how testing's done?
Oh. Listen, let me answer that. Mick. No, they don't. Well, sorry. Let me answer that, Mick. No, they don't. And if they do, they haven't bloody well taken me, mate.
Will we be the first?
I think we might.
Let me formally invite you guys to come back to our development centre in Newcastle, hey?
Wow, I would love that.
Yep, both of you.
Well, look,
sure. That'd be great.
Look, I'll cover the cost of the flights. We're happy. We're happy to sleep at the warehouse. It's what I have to do when I go to China. I'm happy. Everyone wants to put us up in a bloody in a hotel, and I just think, no, we don't need to stay in a hotel. We just sleep on the floor. Not on the floor. They give us a bed, but I'm happy to sleep in an office. So if Sheffield or Alpha Tools can put us up, we're more than happy to head over and have a look at the products.
Mate, it's off the
development
charts.
work.
Everything we got a whole testing centre there, man. We can definitely accommodate. You come in and get on the tools yourselves and see what it is we're doing. We've got a whole CNC system and automatic drilling set up so we can test against, all our drills against competitors and make sure it's right for the market, right? So you can actually see
You're taking
how we get some of
competitors' tools, putting them in your machine,
Yeah,
and then
wow.
seeing who's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've got a whole booklet here that says performance matters, and that's some of the testing data that we've got out of that
Do
facility.
you have that performance matters document in a online form? Do you have it in a PDF that we can then?
yeah.
Do you have it in a PDF that we can then put online for our clients
Yep.
to see?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
So what are you doing about getting that out to site? Are you sending that out with a box of goods and hoping that your suppliers are sending that out to the end user? How does that work?
Look, as much as I say we want to be able to scream this from the rooftops, how good our products are, I don't think that's the way. I think if ever someone asked me, hey, how do your drills stack up against a competitor? I won't mention a name. This or this brand, right?
Yep.
Then I'll open up and I'll say, well, I actually know from experience, I know from our data and I know myself that we stack up either better or at least the same in some categories, right? Yep. So I'll never talk a product down. There's always a brand down. There's some massive brands out there that are high performers, that are well known. I'm happy to say that we stack up really well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's bloody awesome. Mate, for someone considering a job as a supplier, what sort of advice would you give to them? Like you've come up through the traps. What would you suggest, or for employment? What would you suggest to in sales, or what would you say? Hey, listen, if you follow these steps, you'll be looking towards being employed with a mining supplier such as Sheffield Tools.
And what are the skills, I suppose, required to become a good supplier?
Look, I think we touched on it before. What was it? Determination and drive, the 2 Ds, right?
Yep,
I think that's
double Ds.
The double Ds. I think that's important. I think patience and persistence, the double Ps, is important. Oh, there you go. You can use that one, Josh. All right? It won't cost you anything.
Thanks, mate.
So I think they're very important. So patience is important, and I think persistence. And we're talking about that before, right? Pestering people to the point of where, hey, they can't say no anymore. You're right.
Yeah. So a little bit of grit.
A little bit of grit. That's a good word. A little bit of grit's necessary. And I think, treat people. People say you treat people the way you want to be treated, but you never know. Like I've been in some scenarios doing demonstrations or talking to people, and you never know who is in the room with you and who they are and how you come across.
Yes.
And if you might run into them again later.
Oh,
right?
there's some people I'd love to run into. There's some people I'd love to run into later, right?
But it's I think if you go around, if you be yourself and you and you build relationships and you
do the right thing
by people, people remember that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And as long as you don't, tell porkies and get something out there that doesn't deserve to be out there or whatever, and you just do the right thing. I think it goes miles.
Yeah, and
guys
all about
remember
trust
that.
as well, mate.
Right?
Trust as well.
So if I go out there and tell you, you're going to get 1,000 holes out of that drill bit, and
you get 10,
and he gets 10, well, what does that do for me?
Not great. It's not great, is it?
Yeah. That's the key, I reckon. So just make sure you you're just aware of what's out there. You never know who you're talking to and what they might say.
So just based on that too, going out to to promote your products. How many products do you actually take with you to, let's say, to a mine site? You want to set all your drills. What other products? How many products do you take? Different ranges.
Oh, it's a big one, right? So
that's a huge one.
Or do you just take what they want?
Yeah. So
what they're currently using maybe, or look, obviously, if you turn up to a site, which is the hardest part. But if you turn up to a site, you want to be turning up there with, hey, look, we've got these products, brand new range, which is the gold range. So from there, you turn up and give it, you'll give it to a maintenance superintendent, or you give it to an electrical supervisor, or you'll give it to someone in the stores that you get into the stores. Hopefully, you can get into the stores. More often than not, you're sitting up at admin, or you're just sitting up in a Perth head office somewhere with a commercial supervisor or procurement manager, or whatever the name that they have for the time. Those guys at that upper level, they're not actually on the ground, on the tools, on that product, using that product. So how are you going to sell it to them? What are you going to say that, hey, your guys need to be using this because you're going to reduce the costs by this? Fucked you right up. We'll cut that fucked you right up. But definitely take a pause and then answer that, because that is the truth.
That's always a challenge, eh? So this is what I love about you, Josh. You're always thinking a little bit outside the box, right? And I think this is why we're all three of us are sitting here in this room, in the gold room today, talking about this, because
golden opportunities, mate, and little nuggets of information. That's
how long have you been waiting to crack those ones? Yeah,
I thought about it in the shower the other day. I thought, oh yeah, that's amazing. I'll have to say that one.
It's a rare find, that one.
Yeah, nugget or.
That was good.
I think for us, it's always about bringing these products to the end user. It's as much as part of our role is sitting in with procurement and a purchasing department, or trying to explain the value or the benefits of one product over the other, or whatever it might be. It makes it so much easier when their end user out on site is saying, "Hey." Dimitri's doing the dance. Dimitri's doing the ninja dance over here with that fly again.
I can't believe it's still alive after copping that. I can taste that in my water. I can taste the particles of it. I was just like, we're dying here.
But right. If we can get those products, these guys out on site, if it's samples in the hand, if it's on the back of a demonstration or a visit, if we've been out there to visit them and say, hey, here, try this, and they can ring up or talk to purchasing and go, hey, you got to get this, man. This is what we want. Don't worry about anything else. This is it.
Yeah.
And if even these procurement departments or purchasing teams, even they would have to go, right, okay, let's listen to the guys out in the field and get them what they want, because that's what they're doing. Yeah?
It's just going back to that, going to question to Josh actually.
Go, mate. Go. Oh shit!
How often does it happen on the mining sites now? Because you've just come off there, that they go to the tradies who are using these products to go to the procurement team. Does that happen? And should it happen more?
Well, I can't speak for. Well, I can, and I do. I can. The guys on the floor usually don't get the hand-me-downs. So a product comes into site, it might be thrown at, it might be, hey, try this, but then there's no actual feedback. It's just take this and it's gone in the locker and they've drilled some holes and there's no follow-up. So it's just, we've been given this gift. 'Cause I know that we do it. Thelini from CTL, it's a little CTL plug. No cost, hopefully, no cost. So Thelini will give, products away. So when there's a client's order, she will pack a few other little bloody freebies away, and then I guess you're saying, hoping, and there is a follow-up email. Hey, look, what did you guys think of these products? But as far as sending or the actual guys on the floor being asked for feedback, it's a stab in the dark. It's a stab in the dark, and I think, look, I don't think that's exactly where this has come from. is people need to know about some great bloody products. People need to know that there are other suppliers out there and give it a crack, because if you find something that works for you, then you want to keep using it, right? If you find it, but if you don't know that there's no other products out there apart from the ones you've just been told that you're to use, are you going to be reducing costs by using a brand new product that has just come to market? You've been using the same spec'd on site product for however many years, and it's spec'd on site, and the price has continually been driven up by that company, and no one's looked into reducing costs correctly. I think that companies should be a bit more proactive. The procurement teams are proactive. A lot of the times the procurement teams are sent a email or a PDF document. They send a document saying, hey, listen, or a phone call, can we try this product? And the procurement team say, yeah, for sure, we'll try that product. That flies on your head and it's not great. So the procurement teams will say, and as long as there's an inquiry, the procurement teams will say, okay, well, you want to try that product? We'll try it. And at the end of the day, is it going to reduce costs? It's that simple. If you've got a great product and the innovation is there, then the teams will see it and then they'll say, this is a good product. Let's keep using it. That's what I think.
No, totally agree.
Yep, absolutely.
Mate, probably, getting towards the end at the moment. What's next for Sheffield Group? Any exciting new developments coming through and, with the Alpha tools?
Ooh, when did you say this is going to go live broadcast?
Oh, mate, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow we've got a great, we've got a Demetrius like, what the fuck? No, not tomorrow, mate.
January.
Yeah.
January?
Yeah.
All right. I think I can probably talk about it a little bit more detail. So, going back to your question, Josh, we've got a little range on the table there called On-Site Plus. It's a new sort of subcategory into some impact drills. They've got a little step tip there. The first one to come out was a drill set, jobber drill set with your impact shank. It just absolutely sped up the drilling process in steel work and right. Took the industry by storm. We followed up not long after. We just released a couple of months ago the On-Site Plus step cutters. So they're like a step drill with a deeper cutting depth, and they've got the step tip as well. So and it just absolutely burns through steel like
awesome
quickly. Now this On-Site Plus range has been such a winner. We've got about another 6 products coming out in February. We're going to do a major launch. We've got a couple sort of in the mix at the moment. I've had the luck to play with a couple, and it's pretty exciting. So we've got some some drill taps coming and some
awesome.
all sorts of stuff. Like you said,
awesome.
it's just going to take the world by storm, and the Australian world by storm, should we say? And that'll be launched in Feb. So it's a bit hush hush at the moment because we've already seen some of our competitors copy some of these products.
Oh,
and it's only been out in the market a very short time. So
mate, so easy to do.
And it's a compliment though, right?
Oh, for sure.
For us to go,
absolutely.
All right, we've done something right. People want to replicate that. So we just want to be a little bit obviously mindful of that going forward and make sure that when we bring these products out that we're the only ones and we're ahead of the game again. Yep. So
very important.
So this will just speed up the drilling processes on site and some of these mundane drilling tasks or engineering
repetitive
tasks. Yep, and make it easier and faster and probably even a bit more fun.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. When you're using these tools, it's just great. And the feedback we've had has been just amazing. Awesome. So it's all over social media. It's all over TikTok. There's some great videos out there. There's some great videos out there and some guys that have been using it and giving it some feedback online. And If you just type in On-Site Plus into YouTube or Google or whatever, you'll hit it. So plug
Much
it away.
like if you type in the Gold Room into YouTube and then hit like, subscribe, and comment.
Hey,
you know?
Alpha Tools Os, that's the same one. Gold Room, tag, post,
tag,
post. What do you
boom.
call it? Hashtag?
I think they do. Yeah, that's not for me.
Instagram next.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
mate.
exciting.
Well, listen, mate. Thank you very much for coming in and spend the time with us on the Gold Room podcast. It's been bloody fantastic. You have also brought in some giveaways for our viewers, haven't you?
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah, I couldn't
mate.
come empty-handed, mate.
Nah,
I
that's
always something to hand out when I'm here. So there is a little Alpha summer pack. So
Oh, beautiful.
There's an esky there. There's some t-shirts and something there. But I'm going to chuck in one of our On-Site Plus drill sets there that you see in the table. That
Early
one
release?
there,
Early
it's going
release?
straight into the esky.
Awesome.
You'll have a pair of our Black Panther snips. I mean,
Great for cutting through Denzo. Dead set. I've used them. I've used those. Not the exact pair, but the same type. Sterling range.
Sterling range, yeah.
And I've used that on site
Yep.
a couple of years ago myself. They're great, you know.
Fantastic.
Denzoing up bloody motor terminal boxes. You
There
have
you
to
go.
do it, mate. You
There
got to
you go.
do it.
Can't get any better. So we got an esky.
Chili bin.
We got a chili bin. Sorry, bro.
No. It's an esky to me,
sacrilege
mate.
there,
It's esky to me. Esky to me.
So we've got our On-Site Plus drill set. There's a bit of fluid in there. There's some t-shirts. There's a cooler jug over here as well. And actually, I think it's been here the whole time. I didn't even realise. But there's a tub of our cutting disc, Alpha cutting disc there. There's a 100-pack there.
Wow.
That's getting thrown in the
a nice
mix as
little
well.
bucket. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice one.
Fantastic.
So there you go.
Beautiful. Well, everybody, once again, thanks very much for tuning in to another episode of the Gold Room. It's been fantastic having Matt here, and thank you very much, mate, for coming in and being the rose between two thorns.
Yeah, thank you, mate. It's always a pleasure.
Beautiful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, ring that bell, and go in the draw to win the Alpha Tools prize pack. Thanks very much for tuning into the Gold Room, where we're proud to be taking our suppliers, mining service providers from the mic to the mine. Thank you.